Yes, good morning, everybody. Thank you all for coming out here. We thought it was really important that we were able to recognize these young men for either continuing to be with us in Timmy's case or the rest for joining us. And I also want to thank Michael Finley because this was his idea. One of the things we want to be known for is recognizing our players, and we thought it was really important. Obviously, the timing of this is a little unconventional with the compressed summer. Due to the way the season ended in Summer League. But, again, we thought it was super important. And just kind of going down the line, Sterling, just, again, thank you for joining us. I love the way you've been here all week working out. I love the way you've attacked your workouts. It's exciting. Can't wait to watch you do it real. And then Moses, you guys won't believe this. I mean, I literally watched him improve overnight. The way he's been working out has been amazing. Reggie, I've really never had anybody talk about somebody the way they have, your teammates and your ex-coaches. So I can't wait for you to bring that to the Mavs. And then Timmy, your undenying commitment to remaining a Mav, I really appreciate it. And when I watched you work out in Las Vegas, I was just glad I didn't screw it up. With that, I'll pass it to Jason.
Thanks, Nico. This is an exciting day for these four young men. We don't want to forget Boban, being able to bring him back. But when you talk about continuity, right, with Tim and Boban being here, that gives us an advantage. The versatility that you see sitting here with these four young men is something that, as a coach, dreams about. So I'm very lucky to have these four young men. When you talk about work, they all want to work to get better, and it's all about team. And so I'm excited to have this opportunity. This isn't about me or Nico. This is about these four young men up here. So I know you guys got questions, but I know they have statements first.
Yeah, I just want to thank. Hello. I just want to thank Mark, Nico, J Kid, Finn, everybody in the front office organization for allowing me to come back and be a part of something special. I really felt like I made a niche, found a home. And I'm just very proud, very happy of getting it done and coming back to the Dallas Mavericks.
First, I want to thank the Mavericks organization for bringing me on board, being a part of something very special. Me and my family is definitely excited to be down here and definitely ready to get to work. But I definitely want to thank all the front office people ready to work hard with the team that's already put together. So I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, just to echo what he said, I want to thank the city of Dallas as well as the front office for just bringing me in and making me feel as comfortable as I am so far. Just want to thank the coaches for allowing me to be able to get in the gym and continue to work on my craft during the summer and come into the season as best as I possibly can and, help contribute to winning a title.
Yeah, the same here. I want to, thank Mike, Nico, J Kid, Mark for giving me this opportunity. It's good to be back in Dallas. I know how the fans get behind their team, so there's one thing on my mind, and that's bringing a championship here. And I'm gonna do everything I can, to bring another one back to the city.
Thank you, guys. Renee and Alan have the mic, so if you have a question, if you would raise your hand, we'll pass the mics over. We just ask that you stand and identify yourself, especially for the guys that are new to the organization. Appreciate it.
Yes, Dwayne Price, Mavs.com. Moses, a question for you. Everybody remember the game, the 23 rebound game you had against Boston. First of all, do you have some more of those in your arsenal? And what is it that you can give to the Mavericks, and what do you remember about playing for the Texas Legends?
Just to answer your first question, yes, I have a lot of those in me. And to go back to the Texas Legend organization, I didn't mention that earlier, but I was out here for a little while playing for them, and it was a great experience. And it definitely did help me get integrated into the city of Dallas and help me get a feel for what I was coming into. So huge shout out to the Texas Legends for helping me start my development.
Skylar Dixon with the Associated Press. Tim, it's been pretty clear that there was little question you were coming back. You've talked about it being home. What beyond that made it kind of a slam dunk to come back? How close do you think this team is to getting where you want to go?
I think everything starts with a foundation, and with the guys that's been here for the last couple of years now, I really feel like we have that core a group of guys that can get the job done. And I didn't want to be left out. And so just talking with my agent and making sure that we got a deal done here, that I could stay here and continue my work and continue to give the city of Dallas all my passion and all my playing ability and skills. It was a no-brainer for me to come back here.
Hey, Sterling, Mark Followell, Mavs TV broadcast. Welcome back to Dallas, I guess I should say. And I had a couple of questions, if that's okay, Scott. First one being along the lines of coming back to Dallas. How much did a great career at SMU and the success you have there, how much did that influence and help you feel more comfortable with the idea of signing with the Mavs?
It contributed a lot. I know the city well. I got a lot of family around, so it was really a no-brainer when, I had the opportunity presented.
And then secondly, last year you got an opportunity in Houston. Your minutes were up, your opportunities within the flow of the offense were up, and I was just curious how you felt like that season with the Rockets helped progress your career moving forward.
It was good. It was good just to show what I can do more consistently. I'm always improving my game, getting better. I feel like I got better, from last year to now. So that's always the focus. But last year was a great opportunity for me.
Hey guys, Mike Palucci, D Magazine. For Jason and for Nico, between Tim coming back and adding Reggie and Sterling, common denominator in their game is shooting. How key is that skill to the offensive identity you want to build around Luka in this offense?
You want to go first?
Am I running the offense?
You're the boss. You're the boss.
Yeah, it was key. I mean, definitely we wanted to improve shooting and then also versatility, players that could play and defend multiple positions. So it was absolutely key.
To echo what Nico just said, yes, shooting is important, but also we got to play a little defense, right? And so when you look at the guys up here, they can do that too. And so as much as we'll talk about offense, but to win championships, you got to play defense. And so that's what these guys, they check the box when we talk about playing defense.
Kevin Gray, 105 through the fan. Couple of questions, one for Tim and one for Reggie. For Tim, for you, what do you believe this team has to do to take the next step going into this upcoming season? And for Reggie, obviously a lot of confidence in late game situations, whether it be hitting big shots or making defensive plays. What are you looking to bring for the Mavericks in that aspect going into this upcoming season?
Well, when it comes to, shooting the ball, that's one thing that I pride myself on. And obviously, guarding the other team best player or guarding whoever on the other end, and I take great pride in that. But I'm just ready to be out there competing with my teammates, us going out there trying to bring W's back to the squad. That's my main focus. That's my main goal for this team, and I'm just excited and ready to get it started.
And what was your question again? Sorry.
What does this team have to do for going into next season to take that next step in your mind now that you've made that recommitment back to the Mavericks?
Well, I think everybody, have another year under their belt in their careers, and moving forward, I really feel like just making sure we play hard on both ends of the ball, and make sure we get to that postseason, getting past the first round, second round, try and get to that championship round to bring another trophy back here. So, I could tell you all this stuff, but we have to go out there and do it.
Yeah, Eddie Sefko, Mavs.com. Reggie, what ultimately tilted the bar into the Mavericks' favor when you made your decisions?
Well, from when I played against the Mavericks last year, I liked the way that they competed as a team. They got great players. So it was an easy no-brainer for me. Being with the Knicks last year, we made it to the playoffs, but I seen this as a team that, that's taking that next step to be in the postseason. So I felt like the skill set that I have was easy for me to be able to make this move, to be able to come down here and be around a great organization and in a great city, around great fans, and just bring my game here.
Yeah, and then Jason, obviously Moses is a great rebounder and all these guys. How much of a factor is that moving into the season and improving that area of this team?
It's very important. Not just, we all know we can put the ball in the basket, but when you look at the little things, rebounding, being able to play a little bit better defense, if we can apply our energy to that, that's going to put us in a different tier. And when you look at these guys up here, those guys are going to help us get there.
Mac Engel, Fort Worth Star-Telegram. I had a question for Nico and then one for Jason. Nico, considering all that you've been able to get done so far, are you happy with what you've been able to do, or do you say we still got to do a little bit more to have the team that you want to have before the start of the season?
I'm definitely happy. There's no doubt about it. Until we start playing, you never really know, but I'm definitely happy, and probably just the way I'm built, I'm probably never going to be satisfied, but that's just human nature in me. So, but I'm definitely happy with all the team has done.
Jason, fans got used to watching the Mavericks play a certain way the last couple of years with Luka and Rick and everything else. How is this team going to look and function differently? Like, how will the fans see this team any different than previous seasons?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to change in the sense we're not going to take the ball out of Luka's hand. He's too good. You see we've added pieces to complement him, but also complement each other. But the biggest thing is the defensive side of the ball. We got to pay a little bit more attention to detail. Understand we all have one goal, and that's to win a championship, and we got to get stops. And so the last time we won a championship here, we did get stops, and that wasn't just our offense that won us a championship, but it was our defense. And so just talking about defense, being together, I think one of our leaders said it this summer, we got to work on our chemistry. Our chemistry has to improve. We are a family. There's going to be disagreements, but, we move forward and we help one another. And I think that's the biggest thing you're going to see, the fans will see, is that this team is together.
And one quick follow-up. Can you try to translate to these players how hard it is to win a title? You were in the league a long time before you got it. Is there any way that you can tell them that, or is that something they just have to go through experience and learn for themselves?
No, I think we'll talk about it. Understanding the experience that they went through last year is a prime example. Not being able to protect home, right? We have to protect home in that second season. You got to find a way to win a game on the road. They did that, but they have to protect home. And so, to win a championship, we got to be tied together, and you got to have a little luck.
Tim, Mark, Followell, Mavs TV broadcast. It's nice to see you again, of course. 2.5 years ago seems like eons, man, when you got traded here. As you sit here today with this press conference and what's happened this summer, I was curious if you could reflect back. Did you ever, in your wildest dreams, think when you got traded here 2.5 years ago that you would fit in and flourish the way in which you have?
I think just playing alongside a KP for these last 4 or 5 years now, and playing alongside Luka since I've been here, been part of the Mavs. I did really feel like, I think after the year before we got to the bubble and before we went into that transition of the COVID protocols and everything, leading up to that point, I really felt like this was a place for me to to really flourish and find my niche. So I think just after that, moving forward, I really felt like I was part of something special, like I said before. And I mean, all the way up to now, I do feel like, this is home. And I do feel like, I'm supposed to be here. I belong.
Bria Maranthus, Sports Illustrated. I got another one for you, Tim. You're a not new face around here, so I'm curious what changes you may have noticed around here with a new coach, a new GM, new teammates, or maybe it still feels very similar?
I think everything still feels a lot similar up to now. Obviously, we added pieces, but we still have our core that's been here for a couple of years now. So I think the only difference is the front office, and we added some old faces that have been a part of the organization years ago. So, but they're very, very key, and they're the ones that brought a championship to this city. And that's very important when you have people to look up to, and they're literally a couple of steps away from the locker room to go and talk to. So I think that's going to be a key point, key factor moving forward. And they know what it takes. So all we got to do is learn from them and implement it into our game.
Nick Angstead, Locked On Network. This question is for Tim. You mentioned you've played with Kristaps Porzingis for a long time now. This past playoff series, this past year, was not at the level of play that he wanted to be. What do you think is the key for him going into this season?
I knew this question was coming up. Like I said, I mean, being his teammate probably the longest, more than anybody on the roster. I know KP. I know he's back in Latvia, busting his tail right now to get back to where he was before the injury when we were with the Knicks. So I know how much he loves the game. I know how much he works, and he's going to do whatever he can to get back to that level of mentality that he had. Injuries do play a part, of the game, and we have to look at that as well. With him not really having his rhythm or him not probably being that confident out there because of all the surgeries and everything that he had to go through. But I know what type of player he is. I know what he's capable of, probably more than anybody in here. And once you get that type of KP back, I think we could beat anybody.
Hey, Chuck Cooperstein, Mavs Radio. T, good to see you. I'm wondering just how much of the Olympics y'all watched. Tim, anything Luka did differently or anything that surprised you about what
Nothing surprises
what went down?
me anymore. Nothing surprises me anymore. You can ask them, but I mean, I've been seeing this front row on the court with him. In practice, you name it. I'm not surprised anymore at this point. It's still remarkable, but he's a special talent that only comes around once in a lifetime. So, you got to cherish this moment and embrace it.
And for Reggie and for Sterling, you've had opportunities, I know, to match up against Luka on the other side. So now what's it like to know that you don't have to guard him anymore and that you're getting passes from him instead?
I would say, respect to him. He's a great player. Everything he do on the court, from shooting the ball to his go-to moves to the way he get other people involved. He's a great player. I'm glad to say that he's a teammate of mine now, that I don't have to guard him for a full game. But we had some great battles when we played against each other when I came down here. But he's a competitive player, and it's kind of crazy to actually see that from a guy that's from overseas. But he's definitely competitive, and he loved the game, and he got a lot of respect for it. So I'm glad to call him a teammate now.
Yeah, similar to what Reggie said, he, is good all around, and, it was definitely some battles out there, but, I look forward to going to battle with him now, and he definitely, complimented my game. He going to be able to find me, and, it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting.
Chris Henderson, chendo.com. So, Tim, one thing that stood out last year was your professionalism. Whether you were starting, you had to come off the bench, you just sacrificed. Can you talk about how important that's going to be for this unit? Because with the new guys, it could be a night where it's not your night, but your mantra was be ready, stay ready. So can you talk about that?
Yeah, I think last year, just like you said, being that professional, doing whatever the team needed me to do at that point in time, and just staying ready, getting to the gym first, staying after, getting shots up with Luka, getting shots up with KP, just staying in the mix of everything and staying engaged all the time was very, very key, very important. And be that guy that's on the bench that's the first one up with the towel waving. And because, if you're doing that, then that means you're engaged. That means you're into the game. That means you're focused. And when your number is called, there's not a oh shit moment. It's like you're ready to go in there and ready to hoop. So I just tried to make sure I kept that mentality throughout the whole entire season, and it worked out towards the end.
Prabhat Sim, City Back Sports Cage. Coach Kidd, I just wanted to ask, what has this offseason been like for you to work with some of the new faces around the franchise, and what are you looking to apply in your first season as a head coach with the Mavericks?
It's been incredible. I've been around the world in a short amount of time, being able to talk to the players, Spent a lot of time with my boss, Nico, and Finn. And so it's just, Mavs has always been home. And someone asked the question, has anything changed? Nothing's changed. This is the best organization in the league. They take care of their players, present and past. And so I'm excited for this opportunity to be able to coach these young men and to achieve the goal, right? We're here to win. But I think the biggest thing is right now I've just been a listener, listening to what they want to achieve, and how they want this to look.
Hey, question for Moose Ryan Lee from Tencent Sports China. Moose, well, you're a really young player and really been in the league for a couple of years. Who are some players that you always study their games, and especially from your position, any idol players or anybody you always learn from and study their games?
Well, growing up, I used to watch a lot of bigs, like a lot of versatile bigs like Dirk Nowitzki and guys that I wouldn't even consider bigs, but are big players like Kevin Durant and Kristaps Porzingis, who we've talked a lot about. But guys like that who are really mobile and versatile, is something that I kind of later down the road just kind of want to translate my game into. With still being the same kind of player I am today.
Kevin Gray again, 105 through the fan. This question is for Jason. Jason, obviously having spending time with Luka and Kristaps recently in their native countries, what did you learn about them as players and as people that's going to help you coach the two of them and help them going into this upcoming season that you were able to take away from your visits with them?
Yeah, that's a great question. Talking to the guys last night, and if you asked them, the first thing I told them about that trip was that they all need to go. Two beautiful countries. I thought Luka was a great host. KP was an incredible host too. And so to see them on their turf, the hospitality was unbelievable. The food, the wine. You forget about the time difference after a while, but it was great. And so, but you could see the comfort level that those two had being home, and just the maturity that those two guys have. And so I was excited that we did that trip because it helped me as a coach, being selfish, to be able to talk to those guys. And we continue that conversation, but it was incredible because I think sometimes we don't take that opportunity to go and see someone at their home. Domestically, we do. We'll go to Miami, we'll go to Chicago, but to be able to go over there and see those guys was a win.
Hey, Reggie, Mark Followell, Mavs TV broadcast. Welcome to Dallas. Great to talk to you. Serious question here. I've watched you play for a long time, and I remember Dickie V calling your games at Carolina, and in the NBA you've had like Ralph Lawler and Mike Breen and Clyde and a lot of great announcers call your games. The one thing I've noticed, though, is some announcers say your name differently. And so just for my benefit and for everybody's here to get it right, would you mind sharing the proper and preferred pronunciation of your last name?
My name is Reggie Bullock. Bullock.
I'm sure you've heard people say Bullock, but
Bullock.
Thank you.